All right, so today we're going to pick up our discussion on exponents. Last time we talked about things that were raised to the 0 power, and anything raised to the 0 power is what? It is always 1. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. And anything raised to a negative power, we simply take its reciprocal. So a to the negative first is actually 1 over a to the positive first. We take its reciprocal, make the negative exponent positive. So we're going to pick up, today we're going to talk about multiplying exponents that have the same base. Now, since we're multiplying exponents, we call this the product of powers property. So we have each of these raised to a power, right? So we're going to do the product of powers property. So in this case, we have a base of x raised to the a power times x raised to the b power. Since we are looking for the product of those two things, we're simply going to add the exponents, add a and b together. That's going to be our result. X to the a plus b will be our answer. We can see that illustrated here. We have a to the second power. We know a to the second power is a times a. And we know that a to the third power is a times a times a. What we wind up then, since multiplication is commutative and associative, we can remove the exponents. And we have a times a, we can remove the parentheses, times a times a times a, which gives us a to the fifth power, which is indeed a to the second plus the third. So that's what we're going to do. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. Our first one, simple integers being raised to a power. We have the same base, and remember, it must be the same base for this to work. So we have 8 to the third and 8 to the sixth. So we will simply take 8 to the third plus 6, and we wind up with 8 to the ninth as our answer. And since that is a numeric result, 8 to the ninth, we would normally go ahead and give a numeric value, but that's going to be a big number, so I'm not going to do it right now. In this case, we have 0.5 to the negative third times 0.5 to the negative eighth. They're both in parentheses, so we know they're being multiplied. I'll just put that multiplication symbol there in between to make it clear. So we're simply going to take 0.5. They have the same base, notice, 0.5 in parentheses. We're simply going to take those negative 3 and the negative 8, and we're going to add them together. So we get 0.5 to the negative third plus the negative eighth. So we wind up with 0.5, and since these have the same sign, and we're adding, it's going to give us 0.5 to the negative 11th. We'll take one more example, and this one has more than one term. So we have 9 to the negative third times 9 to the second times 9 to the sixth. So we're going to add all of those together. We have the same base, you'll notice, in each one of them, so we can do this. If we had a different base, if we had 8 to the second, this wouldn't work. So we have 9 to the negative 3 plus 2 plus 6. So that's going to give us 9 to the negative 3 plus 2, which gives us negative 1 plus 6. And that's going to leave us with 9 to the fifth. And that's all there is to it.